Okay, we've had a few technical hitches, of course. That's social media for you. Anyway, we're here, guys. We're here.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're a little bit late. We do apologise. But look, the reason that we've decided to do tonight's segment is
guys, we were just absolutely.
This has been fun. Anyway, let's not worry about that.
That's
let's not worry
perfect
about
for social media training.
Yeah.
Social media training 101.
Oh my gosh.
Things really stuff up all
Yes,
the time
yes,
when
yes,
you
yes,
do live.
yes.
And we have just had the best preparation ever.
Yeah, we started prepping half an hour before.
Best preparation
and nothing
ever.
went to plan.
And
absolutely nothing
the
went to
last
plan.
5 minutes, our PC, our 4 computer
I
screens,
think even my hair's frazzled.
everything just went down.
Yes.
And then we had to revert to 2 iPhones.
Yeah.
And all the equipment went out the
We've
window.
got the ants pants set up here, and we've come back to the good old iPhone. So that's what we're coming to you live from. All right, guys. While we're doing this,
Luke's here, Tom's here, Emma's
hey everyone,
here. Hi, beautiful people.
Mr. Panos. Okay, now listen, guys. The reason that we are doing this tonight is because we get asked hundreds of times a week now how we're doing our social media, what devices people need for their social media, how I'm selling property on social media. So we are here. We've decided that we're going to answer lots and lots of questions for you guys that you've asked.
A lot of questions were sent through.
A lot of questions were sent through in the hope that it's going to help some of you guys out there. Yes, I'm going to be on the public speaking network. God help me, I don't love public speaking, but whatever, I'll be putting myself out there in the hope that it is going to help a lot of you guys out there as well. So look, I think let's start with the journey and where we started and why we started with social media. It actually started with Tom Panos. Started training us a couple of years ago now, and our brief to Tom was we really want to start going hard on that digital network, right? Getting out into the digital world. We'd created our beautiful office here in DY on the northern beaches of Sydney, and so we'd done that, and yes, we've created one of the best offices, I reckon, in the world. I'm proud to say. Yeah,
you got to come in, guys. If you're welcome and this session tonight's to our community. So it's our Northern Beaches community. It's our business community in the Northern Beaches, but nationally and even internationally, our community there, because we do get a lot of love and a lot of support from people that are actually out of the area.
It's incredible.
We wanted to, it's really, you don't have to be a real estate agent to watch tonight.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a business person to watch tonight.
No.
Because some of these habits of what we're going to be talking about and tips, tricks and hacks that we're going to be talking about, you can apply to even just consuming social media more
100%.
Successfully. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, so even to tips for buying property through social media. So you're going to find there's a lot of facets of what we're talking about.
Correct.
And to qualify who we are, Lisa's now one of the leading people in the country talking on social media. She's more from a user base and a salesperson base. I'm the geek that just loves any electrical store in the country, and I'm from a principal base and from a brand base as a company. I'm Apple's favourite customer. So between us, we're definitely more than qualified with everything that we've been doing the last 18 months. And you'll see as we take you through this journey.
The proof's in the pudding, but I think, Mark, it's important that we just start off talking about why and how we started, because the biggest question that I get asked is like, where do I start with all of this? Okay, and I think it's important to understand that neither one of us actually had any formal social media training. This was all through what we've learned from people like Tom Panos, Colin Anstey from LinkedIn, Steve Carroll, and then through our own learning. So hopefully...
Valentina Barbone.
Yeah, Valentina Barbone, legend as well. So, and then it was applying this stuff. But to break it down, it's real simple stuff. That's the number one thing that I find is that people simply overthink this stuff. And it's real simple stuff.
And I think it's 9/10 of it, Lisa, is actually belief. It's that belief that you are that person that can do that.
Yes.
You are that person. So, people, for instance, in the industry, that belief that you're going to be supplying quality information, good information, to the marketplace that's relevant.
Yes.
It all starts with your belief. Once you have that belief, it sort of flows
I
in
agree.
through there, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So,
I agree.
Because you setting off, Lise, we've always joked about it for 20 years, but you've always loved the news reporter thing.
I think I'm a frustrated news reporter.
But you have.
I do, yeah.
But when you came into it, you had that belief that
Yes.
I'm going to be the God best real estate agent in the country, and I'm going to be the God best news presenter, social media presenter in the country.
I want to just interrupt for 1 sec, okay? Because I was always in the background of our business. So 18 years we've been running Novak Properties, and I was always in the background, marketing, and then more of
like playing tennis during the day,
more of a
lattes.
general manager role.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I decided...
I got kicked under the table, just so you know. I'm announcing each time we do social media, I get kicked under the table. But I'll tell you when I get kicked under the table so you can...
It's a husband-wife thing.
Enjoy that.
It's all good. All right. So, guys, 2 years ago, I decided to take the leap into sales. Okay? One thing I noticed, my observations from the back seat were always that the industry was stuck in a time warp. I truly believed that. And it wasn't until I actually came into sales that I realised that my observations were correct. And by that, let me emphasise on that, I thought, how can every single real estate agent in the country all be using the same property platforms to sell real estate? So realestate.com.au and domain. Every single agent, I could not believe that every single agent was just on those property platforms and that there was no other option. And I remember saying to Mark, what happens to the people that can't afford to pay for marketing?
$2.5 grand, $4 grand.
Well, that's just for those property platforms, but you're talking about thousands when you multiply it out with your nice photos, etc., etc.
Furniture.
What happens to those guys? What happens to the people that have been on the market for ages and have actually run out of money and the agents run out of ideas? What about those people? There didn't seem to be anything there. So we'd already jumped onto the bandwagon of social media, and by that I mean we were just getting any content out, guys. We'd been getting it out onto our social media platforms, initially Facebook, then Insta, and then much later on, LinkedIn. And we would just pump content out, so much so that we actually wondered if anyone was watching, because we hardly had any followers and we'd hardly get any likes.
And just so you know, we will tonight abbreviate Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn with Phil, F-I-L. Yeah. It'll just cut it shorter for everyone so we can get through it more.
Yeah,
so
spot on.
Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn. Phil.
So I decided to take a spin-off from our Novak Properties brand and decided to start building my own little brand. Right, which is what a lot of real estate agents are doing now. They're diversifying away from their company brand or the company umbrella, and they're going out into their own little micro brands. So that's what I started to do. So I had my Lisa Novak personal page, which was, the Novak family barbecue on the weekend type page, and then the Lisa Novak Properties page, which hardly had anyone on there following. But I decided that because I was new in the industry as a sales agent, I really didn't have much stock. But what we do here is we cross-sell. We're allowed to cross-sell each other's stock, yeah?
Yep.
So I can take one of Mark's listings and I can put it up onto my site, and I'll get a fee for that if I sell that. So we're very fortunate. So what I started with was I started going through our website and having a look at all the old stock that had been sitting on there for a long time, and there were vendors there that either had no money for marketing because they just simply couldn't afford it, or they'd been on there for quite some time and it was all just getting a little bit tired. So I went out one day with my iPhone, and this is about 6-7 months ago now.
And Tom Panos was saying, you must do live.
You must do live. Yes.
Like, really?
So I did.
Live is 10 times more traction. So lesson 1, live.
Lesson 1, live. Okay, so I did. And I didn't love the concept, but I thought, what the hell? I've got nothing to lose. I need to sell some stock. I need to start making a bit of a name for myself. So I did go live on my iPhone. It was a little house in Collaroy on the Northern Beaches. And the vendor said to me, look, don't come inside because we haven't yet finished renovating. So I couldn't go inside the property. So I thought, shit, I'll just run up and down the street. What else am I going to do? I'll show the outside of the house. Anyway, long story short, the phone rang as I was walking back to my car. And it was a lady, and she said, well, I just saw this house on your Facebook page. And I thought, Jesus, that happened quickly. Maybe it's just a little bit of beginner's luck. Anyway, long story short, that house was sold by the end of the day. And I truly did believe that was beginner's luck. I remember coming back to Mark and saying, oh my God, you won't believe, someone actually called me off my Facebook feed. I did this video, I didn't even show the house. Anyway, we went under contract, actually unconditional that day. So I decided I was going to take another listing that had been sitting on our website for some time, and I was going to do another video. I thought, let's give it another go. And within 24 hours, that property was sold as well. True story. Okay. Now, a couple of learnings from that was the authenticity of it. So these days, agents seem to get hung up on doing these big fancy professional videos. And I'm not for a moment disputing that there's not a place for it. 100% there is. However, we want authenticity these days. What were we just talking about today, Mark? And I said people want that authenticity over the perfection. They'll take it any day of the week. Because what I started realizing was buyers would get the shits when they would walk into a property and it looked nothing like what they saw online, because it was full of, you know, beautiful digital furniture, etc. And so they'd arrive at the property and realise this looks nothing like what I saw online. You've wasted my time. And so it was just a really bad experience. So I started to realise that people really enjoyed the authenticity of these videos. So it didn't matter that I was running up and down the street. It didn't matter that they weren't overly professional. The buyers actually started to appreciate the fact that they were seeing this raw footage. Okay, so that started to become quite a big thing. Now, from the vendor's perspective, I started to realise after I got sort of 5-10 sales in off the back of my social media quite quickly that these vendors were actually getting marketing for free, right? I could get them up onto these social media platforms and it wasn't costing me anything. And so why would I need to pass any costs on to them? Because there was no fancy photos, there was no fancy videos. It didn't cost me anything to get it up onto my social media. And Tom, you actually quoted this to me when I said to you last week, I just can't believe how quick this has happened. And you said, no, it hasn't happened quickly, it's happened suddenly. Because isn't that the truth, Mark? Like, this has not happened quickly. This has been 18 months to 2 years of non-stop working on our social media, and now it's happened suddenly in the last 6 months. Like, I'm still floored that I can put a property up and online, and I will honestly, I'll say to Mark and to our guys, watch this, guys, watch how quick this will get traction. And sometimes a property is sold, like one was last week in Freshwater, in 4 hours. So I'd gone and did a quick video, and that property was unconditional in 4 hours. And make no mistake, they're selling for incredible prices. Yeah, look,
I think, guys, the speed, the authenticity is capital, the speed's capital. We had a client, it was today, and I was having a chat with the client, and she was saying, look, Mark, do you reckon you can actually let me know before it goes on social media? Now, the thing is that just the sheer speed of an agent being able to have that ability to get it on the market has gone from hours or weeks to seconds or minutes. And that sheer speed is convenience, you know. So we really can't compete from an agency perspective and from a salesperson's perspective. There's nothing that can compete with that. It's like direct to, you know, people always in a factory, they like to go direct to the wholesaler. They want to cut out the middleman. And what we found is it's actually literally done that. And it hasn't been for the sake of cutting out the middleman. It's been for the sake of convenience, for speed, for authenticity. So people have gravitated to Lisa's brand because they get that. And also, as a company, people have actually got to familiar with that. And with all of our reps in the business, it's not just about, you know, what we do, but we're seeing those benefits also throughout the whole company, through rentals, through other sales reps, through commercial. The speed that these guys can get information out is just is
Look,
phenomenal, and people can actually click on. So
it's quicker than picking up the phone. So if we just reverse
It's
back,
quicker.
let's
It's quicker.
just go back 2 years ago,
it's
all
quicker
right?
than an email.
A year ago, 6 months ago, God, I don't know, the whole industry is still doing it. But, you know, you'd go through your database, you get a listing, right? And it'd be an off market.
Yep.
And you'd sit there with your phone list and you'd call through your database. Look, I can get this property up and online and sold quicker than I can pick up a telephone. You know, I'm saying to clients now, I'm saying to buyers, I'm sorry, I probably won't have time to call you. You need to follow me on social media. That's the most instant way you're going to see these properties coming online.
And look, even just you think, okay, an SMS is instant, and you think, okay, an email is instant, but it doesn't have that sheer
Doesn't have the same cut through.
production, because people think about an email is like, I'm going to send it straight to you, you're going to get it. But from a real estate agent's perspective, the production time to get the email out to you, we've got to do the photo shoot, we've got to do the floor plan, we've got to do the text, then we're going to send you the email. We still do that. We're still doing those functions, the old-fashioned functions.
Yeah.
But that social media,
This
the
is
raw
instant-
photo, that is
instant media.
as the minute I've seen that, because Lisa will bring a property on the market, the team will go through on a Monday morning. The minute the team goes through on a Monday morning is the minute it goes on social, is the minute you're going to see it out there. Now, if you're hungry for that information, you're scouring for that information, you may find it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to find it, your friend will find it, and they'll tag Lisa's
So guess
post.
what that's the new word of mouth, right? The new word of mouth is tagging. So I reckon a good half of the buyers that have actually purchased properties off the back of my social media, they weren't even following me, they were tagged by a friend.
Absolutely.
They were tagged by a friend, or they were actually recommended by another real estate agent. The amount of real estate agents now that are following us, that refer business to us, is off the charts.
It's off the charts.
It's off the charts. It really is.
If you guys don't mind, I'm just going to have a look at some of the comments here.
Now,
and
just
say g'day to a couple of people. Margaret Matthews, Matthew Princey, Mr. Nagawi, Gerard. Always watching Lisa. Rachel loves you. Nagari saying, hey, watching from Brisbane.
Yep.
We're out to Brisbane. How's Brisbane going? Michael Burjo, he's a weapon on social media.
Also an absolute weapon. Now look,
watch Michael's stuff as well.
Let's just give these guys a few little nuggets, okay? That what we've learned from doing this whole social media gig, because we went through a million doors to get to where we are now, and we still have a long, long way to go. Hence, what happened tonight. There was a whole lot of hiccups there. But look, here's the thing: people, they overthink stuff. That's number one. Everyone's like, what do you do? What do you use? How do you do this? How do you do that? What devices should I use? Do absolutely nothing but just start. Just start. Use your device. Get a really good phone, by the way, guys. Okay, that is your camera. That's your mobile office. That's your phone. That's your absolutely everything. Get a really good phone, Samsung, iPhone, whatever. Just make sure it's the latest one. Use your phone. And use your arm. Forget about every other device. The quickest thing that I can reach for is there on me all the time.
Best camera in the world is the camera that you've got on you.
That's it. That's what Tom always says. And it is absolutely 100% true. Don't overthink this stuff. Forget about buying 1,000,001 devices. That's number one. Number two is start with Facebook. Get yourself a Facebook business page, okay? And start doing stuff on Facebook. Forget about being all things to all people. Get going with it.
Is someone going to put their stuff on their business page, or is someone going to put stuff on their personal page?
So that's your own personal thing. So in case you guys don't know what Mark's talking about, you've got your personal page. So I've got my Lisa Novak Facebook page, and I've got my Lisa Novak Properties page. One's a business page, one's a personal page. Mine are now one and the same. You're not going to find Lisa Novak barbecues on a Saturday on that personal page anymore. It's all become one and the same. And the reason did that,
you're running the content
two of the
on
same.
both accounts.
I have
as
completely
the same.
yeah.
But the people that your friends generally on one account, and your business acquaintances are generally on the other. But you're running the same content on both.
Same content's going out on both.
Not all people do that.
No, not all people do that. Look, I had a lot more followers on my private page.
Yep.
So I made that decision to turn that private page into a business page. and run them both parallel. What you do is completely up to you.
So if you're a newbie and you want to be a business person on Facebook, our recommendation is to start a Facebook business page.
You must get a Facebook business page. Now, I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because let me just step back. When I'm doing my live videos, I'm always doing them off my Lisa Novak page. Personal page. The reason is I seem to get so much more traction off that page. I don't know why, but I do. So I do all my lives off my Lisa Novak page. Then I save the video and then I upload it to Lisa Novak Properties.
So you don't share it across?
No, don't share.
You give it an original.
When you save it on Facebook, so you do your live video, in the top left-hand corner, there's a little arrow, save it. It'll go sit in your camera roll.
And it's not easy to find that arrow, and you always forget about that bloody arrow.
You forget in the beginning. You won't afterwards when you go, shit, I've got no content to share.
Yeah.
And then you'll grab that, and then you can share that up to Instagram TV, or onto Instagram, or onto LinkedIn, or onto your business page.
Yep.
Okay. Now, why it's critical to have your business page? Because you want to be able to boost your videos. Okay? Now, a lot of people ask me, how do I get the traction? The traction happens, collectively as an agency.
This is really interesting, guys. I've got to say, to find this
you can't find it. You can't find this info.
Even internally, we try to work out each other's accounts. Particularly, Lisa gets a lot of interaction.
So how do you get the following? You get the following, first of all, by getting the content out.
You don't even get the following.
Where?
Your following's small.
By that, I don't have a huge amount of followers.
Yep.
But the following I get when I put my post on is massive.
Did you get that one, guys? Lisa doesn't have a big following.
So if you look at my page, you'll see I think I've got about 2,800 followers. It's not that much.
But
the following that I get when I do my live videos is off the charts.
Your engagement,
my engagement's off the charts.
So Lisa will get an engagement, and also, by the way, your Facebook business will give you engagement. It'll tell you how you're going. Your personal won't give you engagement. It won't tell you how you're going. But Lisa's Facebook business, you're getting about 350,000 engagements in 28 days, I think.
Yeah, in 28 days.
The figures are just
so the figures are phenomenal.
Charts.
So the great thing is that, and look again, we're not social media experts, we're not Facebook experts, we're self-taught experts on social media.
Which I think is even better.
It is better. But it shows anyone can do this.
A good real estate trainer is great, but a real estate agent who's doing massive figures and talking is great as well.
Yeah, but I think the point that we want to make is, any of you guys that are watching, anyone can do this. Anyone can do this.
You gotta have that belief. You gotta have that belief. It's got to start with that belief that you're gonna smash it.
The fear is in your own head.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where the switch happened for me, because I felt like an idiot. I swear to God, I started doing my live videos and I thought, I look and I sound like an idiot. I got to delete this stuff. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But what changed was, one day I thought, this is not about me. This is not about me. This is about my vendors, and I can give them a product where they do not have to pay a cent to me in marketing. They're saving thousands of dollars. It's about those guys. It's about those buyers that can buy property on another portal that is not one of the other property portals. They get the opportunity to buy before we've gone onto the property portals. This mind switch, that changed everything for me.
Max Delmage, how are you? Mr. Delmage.
Hey, Max.
Legend.
So that changed, Burge is saying anyone can do this. Burge, I remember we used to do the videos together. How many bloody takes did we do until we got it right? Then we stopped doing the pre-records, we started doing the live.
You've got to go live.
Listen,
and
if you make a mistake, who cares?
Well, I had it framed up perfectly.
Sorry, I'm going to have a drink of water.
Very recently, it was framed up perfectly by Gary Vaynerchuk, and he said, if your content sucks, nobody's going to see it. And I was like, yeah, what do you mean by that? If your content sucks, nobody's going to see it. If your content's good, it will be elevated by Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
There you go.
It will be elevated and more people will see it.
Yeah.
So the point is, guys, don't worry about if you're putting out shit, Because if it's that shit, no one's actually going to watch
Well,
it.
Facebook again, Facebook will not feed this stuff out to people if your content's shit. Now, the reason that my content is doing well is because people want to see it. It's getting good engagement.
People
Facebook's going,
interacting,
they like her, let's
yeah.
keep pushing it up.
Yeah,
Let's keep
yeah,
pushing it
yeah.
up. So that's what's going on
So
there.
to help you guys to do live videos and to get content out, just have that belief system that if you think it's good, it's good. Then the people will vote. If they vote it is good,
Yeah.
more people will see it. Be proud.
Correct.
If your content is garbage and you believe it's good, less people will see it.
Can we define garbage?
Don't be embarrassed.
This is me. This is Lisa Novak
One
saying
man's trash is another man's treasure.
What I reckon, not garbage, that's a bad word. What I think is not going to work for you guys
Not
is
relevant.
the stuff that everyone else is doing.
Yep.
Look, I reckon that's a big part of why what I'm doing works so well, because no one's doing it. Like, where are you all? Why are no agents doing this? We're real estate agents. We're selling property. If you guys don't know what you're talking about out there,
Yeah.
something's wrong. Just because you're turning that camera on, that shouldn't change things.
And guys, if you haven't realised in live world how much lack of live content there is,
Yeah.
you got a problem. Have a look at how many people, out of all of the people you watch on your account, there are hundreds of thousands. Have a look how many go live.
Not many.
It's like, I
Look
reckon
how
if I
many
go-
agents do it. No one.
Right,
No one.
I probably follow a couple of thousand people, and I'm lucky to see
Yeah.
a live once an hour.
There's hardly
you
any.
are a unicorn if you're live. You are getting a free marketing message out.
Yeah.
You're getting a free message out to your community, and if you've got something relevant, that community is going to bolster you up, and it's a free message going
100%.
off like a firecracker. If you've got a message that's garbage because you're lying on a beach just recording your mate, then you may find if it's funny it'll go up, but if it's not it'll go down. But don't be embarrassed, get the live content out.
Can I also explain that I'm not here, my job with selling properties on social media is not here to sabotage the property portals. I'm not there in direct competition with them. The intention is always to go onto the property portal.
Always.
Okay, so when I'm selling my marketing packages to my prospective vendors, I have two marketing packages. One is my $0 marketing strategy, which for every other real estate agent in the country usually just means database. That's what $0 means, doesn't it?
Yep.
$0 means we're just going to go to our database. Now, seriously, as agents, if we're not going to our database, we're really not doing our job. So I don't consider that to be a $0 marketing strategy.
It's true.
I consider
It's
that to
true.
be just doing your job.
It's true.
So the $0 marketing strategy is my plan A that's going out onto my social media.
Yep.
And usually I give that about a 2 to 4 week time frame. It can be 2 to 4 years. It makes no difference at all. But the great thing is with social media is it's instant.
Straight away.
And so I will usually see instant traction coming from it. If nothing's really happened up to about 4 weeks, I generally assume it's not going to happen, but that's not to say that we're not going to continue doing that whole social media strategy. That's my $0 marketing strategy. Now, 98%
Your plan B.
of the properties that I have sold in the last 6, maybe 8 months have sold off the back of my social media.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Fact.
Fact.
They're there on realestate.com sold section. They're there on my Facebook. I can't lie, right? They're there. The solds are actually reported on realestate.com.au.
Yep.
Okay.
And also, I think, guys, if you really want to understand what we're talking about, I think, and I'm always being an advocate for 2023, I think if you look at, in 2023, how's it likely I'm going to consume a pizza, a delivery car,
Yeah.
automated vehicles? What is the likelihood? And then backtrack it from there. And if I said to you guys that in 2023 that your social media account will be the most explosively interesting account
Yeah.
that you can find anywhere in the world, it's pretty likely. It's pretty likely that when you open up in 2023, when you open up your Apple device or your laptop or your Samsung, the information that's on there is going to be so exciting and so tailored to Mark Novak, when I look at it,
Yeah.
I'm going to go, wow, yes, I'm interested in those sort of, I love cars. Yes, I'm interested in those cars. Yes, I'm interested in property. Yes, I'm interested in Apple. It will be such a tailored account. I will not want to put my information anywhere else.
Look.
I will not want to look anywhere else. So if that's where all the
Yeah.
information is going to be, that's where property is going to be.
Everyone
and
wants
that's where
Everyone wants individualisation these days. That's what they
Massively.
want. So
We
again,
love it.
You know, when I'm coming to you on social media and I'm serving you, just you up a property that no one else can buy because it's not out yet on the property portals, the buyers, they love it.
Okay.
They love it because it's individualised. And guess what? Now, hang on, can I just say there's been a lot of speculation out there that are these properties selling too cheaply? Have they been tested
It's a good one.
by the market? Okay. Now, none of these properties have sold cheaply, none of them, because they've been way above my vendors' expectations.
Yep.
So a house just sold last week, 46 Johnson Street in Freshwater. You can look it up. We were guiding $2.65 million. It sold off the back of my social media in about 4 hours. I literally did a video, walked to my car. By the time I had shown the buyer who wanted to come right away and have a look at the property, by that afternoon we'd gone unconditional on the property for $2.85 million. The buyer knew that if this property doesn't sell off the back of my social media, we are going to auction. We will go to realestate.com. You're not picking this up for a bargain. What price are you going to pay to stop that from happening? And the buyers will. They don't want it to go to auction. They're happy to pay a premium.
It's very interesting because extending on what I was saying with all, that's where you're consuming your information. It's tailored to you. Now, you've got habits, right? And sorry, and like I said at the beginning of this, Lisa's coming from a salesperson point of view. I'm coming from a real estate agency, a brand point of view. You've got a habit, and the better I can support that habit, the more you're going to be attracted to me. And I'm a device. So that habit may change. The device pumping the information to you is going to change. And we spoke about this a little while back. We started looking at homemaking. Then we started looking at bathrooms and kitchens. Then we turned around and went, hang on a sec, why don't we just change the house? That habit, your device knows that habit as much as I know that habit. But that's probably about where it goes. Now, if that device knows that you were first looking at homemaking, you were looking at stuff in Bunnings, or looking at stuff in furniture shops, then it knows you started looking at kitchens and bathrooms, I reckon that device is going to say, you know what, from past people that we've noticed, being Facebook, we now know that this client may consider properties. So these devices are actually data matching. They're mining the data. They're matching the data. They go, okay. So what? I don't think it's a freak of nature that Lisa's doing the sheer amount of volume on social media, because I think it's the people of consumers of real estate. They know the cookies. You know, they've got cookies in your phone that say this person's been on realestate.com. Where a Facebook knows.
Can I say something? You know? God, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. People are sick of all shopping in the same shop.
Same shit. I want customized.
Sorry, they're sick of shopping in the same shop. They have not had another choice, and this always baffled me coming into sales 2 years ago, that there was nothing else out there for them. Now they have something that's individualised. They have something that they can buy before it goes out to the market, even though it's been on social media. And just getting back to what I was saying before, Mark.
Yes.
People are saying it hasn't been tested, the market hasn't been tested. These properties may not have gone on to the biggest property portals in the country. They went on to the biggest portals in the world.
Yep.
It's called social media. And so when you drive past a bus stop and everyone's looking down on their devices, I took a photograph of it today, I'm going to whack it in here, you guys are going to laugh. When they're all looking down at their devices, I'm sorry to say, they're not looking down at realestate.com.au.
No.
They're on social media. And so I can grab the person that isn't even looking to buy a property.
Yep.
Because you've actually got to be on realestate.com.au when you are looking to buy.
And Facebook, Insta or LinkedIn, Phil, has probably worked out that you're a consumer of that, and they've worked out, okay, you're going to buy a property because you've been doing that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And they go, this chick supplies properties because we've actually sent, and they'll start matching
and they
that
match
stuff
you.
up.
They start matching you. Now, let's cover the organic versus the boost. All right. So I put a property up onto my social media. I do a nice little quick video. It goes up onto my social media feed. Remember, guys, just start first with Facebook. I reckon that's a really good starting point. And then I actually now can choose the properties because I know them well enough to know what's going to go and what needs a bit of help. But let's assume that it needs a little bit of help.
So
okay?
how much money? So when you put money behind a post, it may be your money.
You can only boost off your business Facebook page, by the way.
Okay. You may put some of your money in to boost that post.
I do put my money in.
Or you may put your client's money in to boost that post.
So I don't.
Do you do that?
I don't take my clients' money. It's such a small amount of money that I'm boosting. And I want to keep a $0 marketing strategy. That's very critical to me. So what I'll do is I'll put it on. I will watch what happens over the first few hours. If I see I'm getting really good traction from it, I will leave it and I will do nothing. If I see it needs a little bit of help, okay, I will put $10 or $15 behind.
That's all.
That's it. Behind that property, and I'll give it a bit of help. Now, you can boost in a radius. So let's say I'm selling an apartment in DY. DY will actually allow me to punch in the address, okay, and to just do a radius of 4 or 5 kilometres around the property.
So that's location targeting.
Keep doing it around the location.
And you'll do it particularly around the location.
Always,
Okay.
right around the location. Keep it around the location. And the reason I do that is because we're real estate agents here on the Northern Beaches. And I want to make sure that I'm creating a name for myself in my local area. There's no point me getting out to you in Campbelltown, although the way social media works, it goes viral. You end up going all over the world.
Michael Burgess says 60% of Australians have a Facebook account. That's 16 million people.
That's a lot of people.
And guess how many people will have Facebook? 100%. Because the 40% that are not on Facebook, their nephew, their cousin, their friend will say, "Hey Bob, have you seen that lady selling property on social media? You should ring her."
Which is exactly
so
what's
Bob,
happened.
who's that 40%, will actually go, "Okay, I'll call her," and you have that happen all the time.
So that's the other thing.
That 60% is probably as big as your penetration gets.
A lot of people say, how do you start? Where do you start? Okay, we are all real estate agents that are watching. You're speaking with buyers all day, every day. Save a little thing in your notes section that says, "Great chatting. Thank you so much for your time over the phone just now. Please follow me on my social media page to see all my properties before they hit the market, or before they hit realestate.com.au is actually what I say." So it's a link there to my Facebook page. Every buyer that I talk to, when I hang up the phone, gets that message sent out to them. Every single buyer. As soon as I hang up the phone, they get that message sent out to them. Okay, now what buyer on earth, you tell me, does not want to know about a property before it's actually going out to realestate.com.au? If you're actively looking, they do want to know.
Big time.
So it doesn't take long until you get that traction happening. Content, how much content am I putting out for me?
How much should someone post a day?
So the rules, there used to be rules around this. The rules used to be, 2 to 3 times a day is more than enough. Now I reckon I'm getting out about 60 pieces of content across all my social media channels a day, because it's now become my listing tool, it's become my selling tool, and it's become my marketing tool.
But it sounds really scary saying 60.
Just start. Don't worry about it.
Some of that's actually 20.
Just start.
We're going to share that as well.
Yeah.
So Rick, yes, we are going to share that. Michael, yes, we are going to share that.
Guys, don't worry about how much content I'm doing. You worry about how much content you're doing.
Yeah,
you need to start.
But just to clarify on Lisa's content, it's actually 20 pieces of content, but it's actually repurposed, or it's remanufactured for Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn.
Yes.
So Lisa will do I've got the best investment 1-bedroom apartment. She will word it one way for LinkedIn, she'll word it one way for Insta, and she'll word it another way.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, Lisa's a bit of a wordsmith, so that's easier. But
now-
60 sounds scary.
Don't put a lot of text in. Don't put a lot of text.
Too much text.
So here,
Don't copy and paste from realestate.com.
No.
Do not take 500 words or 200 words and throw it onto social.
People don't want to read.
Do not take 30
They don't want to read.
photos.
No, don't take 30 photos.
Professional
less
photos.
Is more. Less is more. And I'll tell you why less is more.
Tease.
Yes, so leave the address off, leave the price off, leave something off. You want to create the engagement with people because why? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn love you for the communication you're going to have with that person. They want you communicating.
But that's
right?
not how we've been trained for the last 10
comments.
years. We've been trained a different way. We've been trained
Give them everything.
Put the floor plan.
Yeah.
Tell them the sold price. Do this, do
Yes.
that. More information, better. It's gone the other way.
Burge has written.
Burge says, fuck the rules.
It's
Ha,
true.
ha, ha.
Forget about the rules, guys. Don't overthink this stuff. It's real simple stuff. Do not overthink it.
Don't
Okay.
overthink it.
On average, how much does a campaign cost? Do you create your own location? We've done all of that. Is it trial and error before you get the results? 120%.
Oh, yeah.
You will
Everyone's
learn real
different.
quick.
But your
Yeah.
trial and error is different to my trial and error
Yeah.
in some circumstances. So what we find is
Yeah.
we've got 50 agents at Novak, and everyone is their own person. When someone tries to copy the other person, they just don't get
doesn't work.
because they're not authentic.
No.
So you've got to be like Glenn's got this great social media account.
One of our
Higgs,
sales guys.
and he's
Yeah.
in sales. Glenn's pro DY. He's a pro surfing. He's pro his family.
Yeah.
Pro Thai. Now, if you go through his account, his whole personality is right through that, and he's got his followers for that reason.
Yeah, so
Lisa's
don't-
got her followers for
Well,
that
that's it.
reason.
Like a lot of people have said to me, like, why am I going to teach this strategy to other people? Like, if it's so good, first of all, I don't care. I'm happy just to help people. But second of all, you can't be me.
You can't.
You can't be me. And there's no training for this, guys. Don't go looking for the training for this because you can't train to be yourself. Only you know how to do that.
Big
so
time.
just be yourself. That is super important. Be very authentic. Be yourself. Make sure you're smashing that content out, whatever it looks like. If you don't have listings, you sure as hell can find some stuff to put out on your social media.
Oh, look, there's great information out there
Look
that
at what
people
you
don't
guys
have
get
access
out.
to.
You guys get out something every single morning about, there's talk about the tunnel, there's talk about the first home buyers, there's talk. Just get the content out. Content is king.
And also, you think that everyone knows what you know, and that is just so wrong. And I'll give you an example. I was going through Burnt Bridge Creek deviation. There's those cameras that are up there, and we've talked about it. So are they those cameras that are looking at you while if you're on your phone? I'm never on my phone.
So annoying.
And then I found some information on our local road, clearways, changes, and I threw that up on our social media because who the hell... I would have thought, okay, look, everyone knows about the changes to our clearway.
Yeah.
And it got really good traction. It got really good interaction.
And then do
it's
like a
interesting.
live. Do a live on it, but try and keep them nice and short. Tonight's obviously been a very long live. We don't normally do them for this long.
Yeah, this is more of an episode.
Try and keep your live videos really short. When you're doing your property videos, you want to keep them to 30 or 60 seconds. You don't want to show people absolutely everything. Don't state the obvious.
Yep.
Like I'll always run through a property and say, here's the things that you can't see on my video because the obvious things you can see, like that's a kitchen and that's a bathroom, you don't need to tell people. Take them out onto the street. One of my most popular videos I've ever done was Queenscliff. I threw my shoes off, my heels off, and I ran. I was like, look how amazing this property is. It's right near Queenscliff Beach. I was like, what the hell? I'm running out the door. I'm going to go show these guys.
Where the beach is.
Ran down the stairs. This is how quick I ran to the beach. That kind of stuff. Again,
Bananas.
we assume that people really do know this stuff. They don't. So get your content up. Build your engagement that way. Don't be scared of this camera. We're salespeople. This is what we do. Who cares about what anyone thinks? Don't worry about that. We're doing our job. And look, I'm living proof that this actually does work. As I said, 6-8 months ago, I thought it was just a bit of good luck. Now I think I'm 30-something sales in. I've lost count.
We've got agents
social.
watching that can't sell property, and Lisa comes and sells the property on social.
Mark, that's so mean. Guys, so listen, that is pretty much it, I think.
I love
That's
you.
pretty much
You
it.
know who you are. I love you. Just mucking around.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. Direct messages.
more?
How many calls will
this is a good
you
one,
get?
actually, yes.
So when you
Yes.
so you're doing all this posting.
Yeah.
And this is from a salesperson perspective, not an agency perspective. You're doing all this posting.
Yeah.
If you do 60 posts a day, what sort of response do you get? Views are not that important in your world.
No, so
you want
views,
calls.
people that are following you and likes, they don't matter.
You want
They
calls.
don't matter.
You want messages.
I want calls, I want
You want to
messages.
sell shit.
Yeah.
How many?
So how many messages am I getting a
Yes.
day now on social media? I reckon anywhere from 50 to 100 messages a day. I actually have an auto thing set up because I can't physically get to them quick enough, and I'll cover that in just 1 second. I do have an auto response set up on Facebook that says, thank you so much, I promise to respond ASAP, and I do, and that's a huge part of it. If you are not going to respond to these people almost immediately, as in within the hour, please don't do this, you'll just give people the shits.
Yeah, it's very hard to be married to a lady that's so responsive, because when you're not responsive, it's very, very big trouble, and it's getting harder because the responsiveness is getting quicker.
Yeah,
pressure.
You've got to
at least
respond
that's a
quick.
lot of messages. So,
You need to respond
and that's
quick.
that's the magic of today. That's the magic of now. That's the magic of what I was saying before of 2023.
Well, when
you've got to be but
But you know what happens when
every
you
time.
do? You know what happens when you respond really fast?
Yes.
People friggin' love you for it.
How can you not?
No, they love you for it.
How can you not
what
love a
happens
hard
with
worker?
Let's equate it to Uber for a sec. Uber cups or taxis combined, the expectation was we'd wait half an hour for a cab.
Yep.
Now you get onto your Uber
Andrew
app.
Kemeny's there. Hey.
Hey Andrew. Now you get onto your Uber app, you see that Uber is going to take 13 minutes, you frantically cancel it, and you go find the one that's going to be here in 5, and you'll pay more money for it and you don't even care. The expectations changed.
Guys,
Be instant.
can we get some questions before we sign off?
Burge, your best video was the Balgala house next to Burnt Bridge deviation. Everyone assumed it would be noisy.
Yes,
yeah.
cool.
Well, that's the other thing.
Tell us about that one.
But when you're doing stuff on social media, I don't need to conform. I can market how I want, when I want. Where are you going? Oh, he's got his box of chockies. You can do what you want when you want. That's the great thing about it. Just on that very, very quickly before Mark shows you his 5-kilo box
It's
of
not mine, it's
favourites.
Branca's.
You claimed you ate them like they were yours. You did. But just on that, guys, I had a house in Balgala, right near Burnt Bridge Deviation. I also had a house on Pittwater Road, which is a very, very noisy part of the woods. Tell people. Run them out onto the street.
You hit it right between
Yeah.
the eyeballs.
I said, yes,
So-
it's noisy.
So Lisa went out there and when she did this film, it's real, it's 5 kilos. Lisa went out there.
Mark's eaten 4 of them.
Lisa, more than that.
4 kilos.
4 kilos. Lisa went out there and said, that's a really, really, really busy highway. That's the highway right there. And I can't hear anything.
Now let's come inside the house and
Come
you can't
inside,
hear
let
a
me show
single
you
thing.
through. And this is the price.
That's the nice thing
and
that
it
you
sold
can
within
do.
a week or two.
Sold really
And
quickly.
people were like, you know what? When I Google mapped it, didn't look good. And you've explained that it's cool. Now, if you did it in a text only, like
How do you do that? On
well,
the
everyone would have
property
expected
portals?
for you to say it's quiet on the text.
Yeah.
But when you did the video, it was like, yeah, great, cool, okay, I like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of people gave you that support and told you.
So you can do that. You can have that authenticity. It's your channel. Do what you want. Have fun, most importantly, guys. Listen, I hope you guys have gotten some good tips from tonight. Feel free to message me. I promise I will always respond to you as best I can. We're going to be doing lots and lots of stuff. I want to mention it just because I know Tom Panos is on here, hopefully still watching.
Merry Christmas.
I'm doing Kickstart. I'm so grateful to be doing this with John McGrath, with Tom Panos, with Josh Tesselin. I'm still pinching myself that I'm even going to be doing this seminar with these absolute legends. That's going to be on the 7th of February, guys. We're going to put a link in. You can buy tickets. Come along. That's in Sydney, but I know that Tom's travelling all over the country with other, real estate related people. Phenomenal stuff you're going to get from that. And it's so cheap. Honestly, so cheap. We're going to put a link in here and you guys can buy tickets, hopefully.
Gym
to
members,
come and
it's
see me.
$39 if you're
Real
a
estate gym
member. Real
members.
estate gym member.
Hey,
If you're
listen,
not,
just on that.
$139. Yeah.
Just on that. when I started, I joined Tom's and this is not like, you know, we're not here, this is not a sales pitch, anything like that. This is a genuine, heartfelt mention